Howdy team, welcome to today's episode of the Pro Podcast. It is all about lead magnets. And if you don't know what a lead magnet is, then that's exactly why you should listen on. Now, it's a recording from the Lead Generation Bootcamp. A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you an episode from the bootcamp where I spoke all about content creation. So make sure you go and check that episode out. Today is all about the what, the why, and the how to use lead magnets in your business, in your lead generation, to attract your ideal client and hugely increase your sales. It's part of the Lead Generation Guide, which is my book, which became an Amazon bestseller in 4 different categories. We'll put a link in the show notes to that for you as well. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel. And hey, if you're listening on the podcast, head over to YouTube because this is a live event recording. And you will see me drawing on the whiteboard and talking to the audience live and in person. So it hits the brain center in different ways. So you'll actually take in more of that knowledge by seeing as well as hearing me. So straight into the Lead Generation Bootcamp, what, why, and how you need lead magnets in your business. As I say, it's making something irresistible for your people that they're happy to give you their name and number, because technically now with contact details, GDPR, giving over a name, number, and email address is not what it was years ago. You know, that's asking somebody to pay you just in a different currency. So you are asking someone to give you their contact details in exchange for something that's highly valuable for them. So when we think of it like that, they are kind of making a sale in their own mind. They are spending some money because phone numbers are so personal and data is so key. So the thing that we're going to focus on, particularly in the ad side, is Facebook ad efficiency. And I'm going to give you some examples as to why. And as I say, looking at the AIDA funnel, not everybody is ready to buy now. And the earlier we capture them in the funnel, the more leads you're going to kind of get as time goes on. You know, we'll get more of the 3%, but people who move all the way through the funnel with you, they'll be your biggest spenders. They'll be your best clients. They'll be the ones who refer the most. They'll have people just like them who end up, you know, wanting to work with you. So 60% of people just need more information. You know, so the lead magnet captures them, a direct to a phone call will not. It gives you that opportunity to increase that list and work on a relationship. In social media, you know, in networking we start with building relationships. You know, you might have to go to 10, 20, 30 networking events before you get 1 or 2 leads referred to you. Social media is the same. You might have to do 10, 20, 30 posts before you get an inquiry. But once you've got their details, we're now building a relationship potentially in person. We're now building a relationship potentially through our content on social media. And also now we're building a relationship by sharing our blog or our latest video or the biggest industry update or the local property price crash or whatever it's going to be as the world transition and changes. So it's really key to focus on, you know, a minimum of 30% of people should potentially become your subscribers. So that's what we're thinking, is the lead is the subscriber, the booked call is the next stage after that. So this is where effectively we're looking at ad spend efficiency. And this is the example. So we have our audience over here on the left-hand side. We're driving people to our website with our book a call button, and we're hoping that they're going to go through to book a call. So when we look at 1,000 spend every single month, figures meaning nothing at this point. But if we get 1,000 people come into our page, that's 1,000 people that are visiting this. If they go to your website and book a call, you know, it might cost you £75 per lead, which is probably a rough average. If you're buying them was why I use that example as well, because you'll probably pay £75 per lead. And if we made 2 sales, you know, working on a half decent conversion immediately off of the back of that at £1,000, you know, we're making 2 grand, so we're up. But here's the question. What about the wastage? How much wastage is there in this example? Who wants to put their hat into the ring? How much wastage is there in this example? How many leads have been lost? How many people have been lost? 11? Yes, exactly that. 998 people didn't buy and they're gone forever. We've still got the other 11, but they're gone forever. There's nothing we can do with those people. So this is why we change it. When it comes to ad spend efficiency, we drive them to our ebook. They end up on the thank you page where we can make them an offer, and if they're ready to buy now, this is a live page, I actually did this. This is, thank you for your order. Your free guide is there. There's the link to book in straight away, all done nice and easy. And they've got the option to book a call, or we continue building a relationship. So in the same example, our 1,000 people now, to the lead magnet, there's a minimum 30% conversion who will submit their details when we get this right. So that's now we've got 300 names, numbers, and email addresses. Much better, we own that data. So now 300 people will essentially see your thank you page. And yeah, we might still make the same 2 sales because that's only the same 2 people who are ready. But now we've got 298 qualified people that we can ring, we can email, and we can communicate with. If we only get 1% of those 298, we have literally transformed our business in an instant over the course of just 1 spend per month. My book, The Lead Generation Guide, an Amazon bestseller, is available for you to go and grab on paperback and on Kindle. I take you through the 5-step marketing system that you need to attract your ideal client and increase your sales. It's everything that I have done and am doing consistently to generate leads for my business. Go to Amazon now and grab a copy of the book. So this is why, particularly when you start to spend ads, we really drive into the ad spend efficiency side of it, of making it work. And there's ways in which we can enhance this, the quality of this, so you're not just calling lots of chaff people who are just, wasting their time and energy, and we'll cover that after the wee break. So let's go into the sort of a little bit more detail around the lead magnet to cover it off for you. So we can keep it as simple as we want. It's a free gift we're giving to people in exchange for their details. And one of the key things, more so easier in financial services, because things change so much, but we don't necessarily have to give people the how-to. So I often talk about the wow without the how. You kind of really emphasize points, but you don't actually tell them how. So you might not give them the lender. That's the thing that we always have. You can tell them that they need to do this, this, and this, but we don't give them the lender. So they still need to come to you and utilize you. So we can highlight pains and problems, but we're not necessarily solving all of them in that guide. We need to give them something that makes them want to come and talk to you. So we've got to explain to them why they have that problem. Really understand the thing that we talk about is, or I like to look at, particularly coming into a content side, if someone has a problem here, they're feeling all sorts of pain, maybe they're anxious about their credit report, often you've got the point of, you've got car loans and debts and all these kind of things that they're thinking about how it's going to impact them. And one of the analogies I use is like, the problem for a self-employed person is living in their overdraft. Or amazing the amount of self-employed people I speak to who don't know their numbers, and they're like, oh, go and speak to my accountant, and they might be running £1 million business. It's insane. But the problem here, for example, with someone who is living in their overdraft, they don't really know, what the issue is for them. So we talk about, obviously, the problem being the impact that can have on your mortgage. If you're living in your overdraft, you're supposed to be talking about managing the mistakes and all that kind of jazz. The mistake, essentially, is just not paying it off with their business accounts. They've probably got the money sitting in their business. So often what we find, every problem that we talk about, there's actually a mistake that somebody makes that causes that pain or that problem. So we can actually go one step further in our content and start talking about, that's why I like the mistakes word in some of the stuff we do. So the 7 mistakes is, for example, having a car in your business name and having a car finance for your business that you do personally. Because most lenders are going to include that within the credit report. So the problem is that's going to reduce your affordability. Now, obviously, we specialise in self-employed, so certain lenders, you can get the solution is you can get a letter from the accountant, providing it's paid through the business accounts, blah, 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 blah. I've done it in my own circumstances. So it's like, if we can start raising people's awareness to mistakes and talking about the mistakes that somebody's making, that they don't know what the problems that's going to cause them further down the line, that's great stuff to put in a guide or into that, because you can say, look, if you've made this mistake, it's going to cause you this problem later. you know, you can do it in your business sense as well. So yeah, how to solve it is then your service. One of the things that I did, so the 7 mistakes, how I created that 7 mistakes mortgage guide was a video. So I literally had the bullet points. Whenever I record a video, there'll always be a piece of paper somewhere just to keep me on point because I can waffle on. So I just wrote down what the 7 mistakes are. I did a video with regard to those 7 mistakes. I then transcribed it using rev.com at the time, which is like 25 cents a minute to turn the voice into written word. Got the document back from, I think it was a person actually, it might have been $1 a minute at the time, but that's irrelevant. But got the written word back and then just turned it into a formal document using this kind of structure of what the 7 mistakes are, expanded on each of those documents, put a little bit of a call to action at the end, put a case study in it. On the very last page, I actually put like the 10 documents that you need before you apply. And I put like passport must be in date, utility bill must have 3 months remaining, bank statements must show name and name, address and account number and sort code, and kind of like really guided them through what I wanted. So when they came to me, they were fully prepared with everything that they needed. And then obviously just put a call to action of Calendly link at the end, phone number at the end, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So we get it designed into an ebook. You can use Canva, or you can ask a designer to do it. You know, there's different methods of doing it. If you're quite technical minded, Canva is a way in which you can prettily design an ebook. There's templates you can utilize, there's images you can drop it in, they give you loads of different structures. First draft, you might choose to go Canva, and then as you want to start paying for doing these things, then you can ultimately start to get someone else to do it for you. It all depends on budget as to what you're able to throw at it. But getting the first draft out and then moving on after that, doesn't matter how many how many actual words it was. I think you asked that question. It's just around, have we got enough problems? Are we causing enough pain? Are we agitating it enough? Are we giving them some kind of solution? And then are we moving them into the point of, you know, wanting to understand that you're the solution and you're the next logical step? It could be a 1-page, you know, budget planner, or it could be a 100-page book. As long as there's value on every page, I actually just think my brain works on the shorter the better. And that's, yeah, keep it simple. Using Calendly. So if you're not using Calendly, that's how you spell it. It's brilliant for automating your diary, but you can put it on your thank you page, and you can put the link in the ebook as well, because some people, as I say, they might have gone to download your guide, they might have gone through to your thank you page, but they might be sitting in the dentist and haven't got their diary there. So then when you set it to deliver the ebook straight away and they go through and see the value that you've provided, there's a link at the bottom to then click and get themselves into your diary. You know, so it's just 2 ways in which you can do that, but it's really easy to chuck that link into it and obviously have it on the thank you page. And then we can design the cover, much like these ones. You know, you can create a physical book and chuck it on the front. Again, Canva can do those things. You can get these, and once you've designed, you know, what you want your cover to look like in Canva, you can embed it on a phone or an iPad or something to give it kind of a little bit more of a real feel, you know, and they're the great images to utilize for your Facebook ad and stuff as well. Because that's the next logical step, is once we've got a funnel and we've got an ebook, then we can run some cold traffic to it. And that is as simple as it is to build an ebook.